Okay, hello and welcome. So this is the sale of Sheng Milo MX02S, and it's a few months old. I mean, this is in Cork City. It can be collected and it'll be sold for, I think, about €1,100. So first of all, let me fill you in on the bike before I get into the list of inventory and what things it comes with. So this is for collection in Cork City. Around €1,100 I think is a good price. The bike is made by Sheng Milo. If we can have a look here at the Sheng Milo logo, wherever that is, there we go. There's the Sheng Milo logo. And it's also marketed as the Gunai. You'll see it on Amazon for around about $12.95. Comes with one battery at that price. And it's also called the Gunai. It's also made by Sheng Milo, same bike. I'm selling it pretty much as I got it, with all the different components and so on that I'm going to go through. The bike is a few months old. It's, let's see, November 2021. And I've used it for about 6 months, going to work and what have you, daily commuting, and it's been fantastic. Part of me does not want to sell this bike. I love the magnificent wheels. I can never get over those. This is a fat tire bike, 26-inch wheels and by 4-inch wide tires. Okay, I have a set of spares that I'm going to get to that can also be sold with the bike separately, and I'll leave the price right on them for whoever wants to buy them. But first, before I go into the list of inventory and all of this, let me just go into the bike from front to back and tell you a bit about it. It's a 4-inch fat tire bike. It's got a 1,000 watt motor on the back. It's a hub motor. There's the hub motor on the back. It's very, very powerful and very fast. It's wonderful to go up hills. Let's just switch it on when I tell you about it. Now, you'll find plenty of stuff on the MX02 on the internet. Have a look at the page reviews and so on. The Sheng Milo websites will supply you with all parts if you want to buy parts directly from them. I have some parts I can sell. Looking here at the display for it, it has, of course, it comes fitted with the horn, very loud one. Also, very good headlight. It's powered from the bike's battery. It also has a headlight at the rear, in fact. Very, very bright at night, and it flashes and so on. This is USB charged light, in fact, the tail light. Okay, what else does it come with? So the bike this particular bike has, what have we got there? 382 miles clocked up, okay? I used it for about 6 months, and since I got the new bike I haven't used it too much. But this is a really fantastic bike to go. It weighs 70 pounds weight with the battery. There's the battery here. The battery is removable. I used to always remove the battery. So this is a 17.4 amp hour battery, and you can slide it out there and it comes up. And it'll also come with a charger, of course, the original charger for it as well. The battery does around about 25 miles, give or take. So it goes between 18 and 28 miles per charge, depending on your weight and so on. I weigh, I don't know, 190 pounds at a good day. I'm 5'10". And also, I should say, when riding, what I've found always is PAS 3 is the best. There you have 2 or 3 different levels. You have PAS 1, which is pedestrian. PAS 2 is not really enough for powering you. PAS 3 is wonderful for everything. And if you need to climb very steep hills, like they have in Cork, for example, Fair Hill or Spangle Hill or Dublin Hill, which I used to go up every morning, you can always go an extra one, PAS 4. That's really powerful. There's not much between PAS 4 and PAS 5. I never use PAS 5. PAS 3 is the one to do from the point of view of power, economy, everything. This bike is really sensational. If you haven't ridden a fat tire e-bike before, you're in for a hell of a surprise. It's really terrific to ride, and it can carry all kinds of cargo and so on. It's really amazing. Okay, so let me just talk a bit about the bike first. So if I was keeping this bike, I think I'd probably change The only thing I'd recommend is changing out is the handlebars. I'd make them a little bit wider. You can get a set of handlebars probably in a local motorbike shop for 40 or 50 euro. You can certainly buy them on Amazon for 40 or 50 euro. And I would get one with a U shape on it so it'll go up higher and you can have you sitting back more. I'm 5'10", and I have the saddle up high, very, very high here for leg extension. A lot of people wouldn't, they'd want it down lower. I know of a girl, she's very, very small, who bought one of these the same time as I bought one here in Cork. And she really is as small a person as you could imagine. And even she likes and uses the bike every day. So a lot of people can use this bike. But it is a 26-inch wheel fat tire bike, so it is big, it's large and looming, and it's really striking in many ways. It's a terrific bike. Okay, so what I did modifications, when I got it, I put in this extra stem to bring back the handlebars, this adjustable stem here. So I'll sell that with the bike. I'll supply that free, included with the bike. I'll also include the original stem. This is the original stem here, which is just standard stuff. You can use this stem if you went into a motorbike shop and you wanted to get a new set of handlebars. You can just use this to check the diameter of new handlebars. But handlebars are very, very easy to get. I would recommend handlebars. There's nothing wrong with these handlebars, they're fine. But I prefer a more upright position, more relaxed position, I suppose. And also I prefer a slightly wider, slightly more angled handle here. Okay, talking about the way the bike operates, it's got a throttle. This one here is a twist throttle, and it's also powered by the pedals. The pedals of the throttle or the throttle, the same thing, whichever, you have a choice. It's got these fold out pedals here, so they actually fold out. They're useful for storing in places and all of that. You don't need to use them every day, but you can. Okay, so that's handy. What else? So it's a 1000 watt bike, a kilowatt motor in it, and the controller here is probably about half that in reality. That's a good design, where you have the controller being half the motor. Now it's got hydraulic disc brakes. I have a new set of pads put in the back. They're really lovely. I need to replace the pads. I have a pair of them. I'll drop in. It'll only take 3 minutes to insert the pads. There's the hydraulic disc brakes, and I need to really drop in the new pads probably in there. I can do that easily. The new pads, I find are very, very good, actually very effective. So the bike is very good for climbing hills, carrying cargo or anything else. It's really terrific. So also supplied with the bike is this here, this insert. This is for holding your mobile phone. It's actually a very effective thing. I haven't really used it often. It came with the bike. It's very nice. You can strap it there under the bars, and you've got side pockets and so on. So this is a nice thing for carrying your mobile phone and whatnot up front. So I'll supply that with it. Moving along, this is a saddle stem. This is actually a suspension saddle stem. It's also made by Zoom and different companies. I'll also supply that. It's not really great. It's not a great addition. So if you wanted to change it out, I'll also supply the original stem. This is the original stem here. And you can have it in. This is still, I just haven't bothered changing it out, but it's just not a great addition, that's all. I wouldn't really bother with it. The actual saddle, the original saddle, is very comfortable and very big and so on. I'll also supply this saddle I got, which is slightly smaller. Brand new, I've never used it. It gives you the possibility here of bringing it forward, because the mounting bars here on the new saddle allows you to bring it forward further an inch if you had a smaller person, for example. So it just gives you more options. Anyway, I'll put that in because I have no particular use for it. Okay. What else? Now, saddlebags. It also comes with these saddlebags. I have no more use for these saddlebags. They're terrific. But on my new bike I can't actually use them, in fact, because the thickness of the carrier doesn't take these saddles. It's a different thing entirely. So these are two quick release saddlebags. Very, very practical and useful. This one here I used to use for shopping and carrying the battery. When you take off the battery, if you lock up the bike and you want to take the battery for security because the battery is worth a lot of money, you can pop it into this here and put it around your shoulder and bring it in shopping or whatever. This is quick release affair, as you can see. Here we have it, there it is. And it's made of canvas, it's waterproof and everything, it's terrific. Okay. This one here is also quick release, but I didn't use it for quick release. It's waterproof also. I used the canvas strap there to keep it on permanently. I used to leave it on permanently, and I would actually put locks in there, or a little helmet as well. Okay. And I'll also include a small helmet. I have it there, a very basic one that it comes with. It'll fit in there. Very basic bike helmet. Yeah, so on top of that, that's a very useful bag for different things. It's waterproof as well, you can just close it down and so on. It also comes with some basic tools. It came with basic flick tool, like a Swiss Army knife of tools for a bike, a basic bike tool with Allen keys and so on. Not that elaborate, but it's okay, a bit basic. So that covers basically what the bike actually comes with. The basic thing it originally came with. Not a pump, not a bike pump. The original bike pump just fell apart. It was nothing. It was only an afterthought. But you can get little bike pumps for €10 just about anywhere. The bike has fantastic suspension in the front, really good. It's a bit of a mountain bike, I suppose, an oversized mountain bike. And like I say, it goes and powers really well. So it's here in Cork City for a collection for anybody who's interested, and it would be around about €1,100. So I think that's a fair price. It's got 380 miles on it, and it's still not a year old. It's sitting there, not being used the last 2 or 3 months, and it's a terrific bike, I have to say. So if there's any queries, anybody's got any queries about it, let me know. There are plenty of reviews of this bike. There are lots of equivalents like the Hemingway and so on. This is all standard gear. You've got hydraulic brakes. You also have Shimano gears, 7 and 3 on the front. The 3 cog on the front, for going up a very steep hill, I would go down to the middle, like Dublin Hill for example. I would move down to the middle one on the front and use the gears at the back. But that's only for very steep hills like Spangle Hill maybe, or Fair Hill or something. Normally speaking, it will fly up any hills or most hills. Great for carrying weight, cargo, everything, and a real joy to ride. A real interesting, fun bike, great fun machine. And in some ways I'm just a bit sorry to be getting rid of it, because it has its charm. Anyway, okay, that's it. Now, I should say also, there are some extras that I have for sale provided with the bike, some spares that will go with this if somebody wants to, if a buyer is interested. Namely, I have 2 brand new sets of tyres for it. These are perfect tyres, they're really good, and there's not much wear on either front or back. But if you should want spare tyres, I have Fincii ones, the heaviest you can get. I also have brand new tubes for this bike. It's a very large bike, 26 by 4 inch wide, so they're like motorbike tyres really. So there, I will sell them at the price I got them for from Amazon, without the cost of delivery obviously, so you'll be saving on that if you're interested in any of those items. I have various other little items that might interest you, but the 2 rucksacks, sorry, the 2 bags at the back, the 2 saddlebags, the side bags, are coming with the bike, included in the price, as is this, and the basic accessories I've described, plus the saddle, and of course the original saddle bar, the original stem as well. Okay, that's it, thanks. Okay, now I forgot to say there that I also have a second battery for this bike. Now the value of a second battery is that you can put it in a case like this, which actually straps on directly onto the back carrier here, and you can carry a second battery and change them out. Okay, so with the second battery you could go comfortably up to realistically 50 or more miles with this bike. So it's very useful. Now the second battery, it's negotiable, but it doesn't come standard with the bike. I bought it as an optional extra with the bike, and with the second battery of course comes this. So if somebody wants to make me a bid for that, it's okay. Or maybe you don't. You can buy the second battery, an individual battery, for €395 directly from the Sheng Milo website. So if somebody expresses interest in that, I'll leave it at the right price. But at the moment, I'm not all that keen to sell it because it's a useful battery for my other bike that I normally use, and it'll prove quite useful. So I'm not in a rush to sell the second battery. But if somebody wants to make me a bid for it, well, that's okay. Alright, that's all. Yeah, there it is. It's just showing the handlebars. Like I say, I would change out those if I was keeping it. And also, the actual size and structure of the bike is really magnificently done. You've got disc brakes here, and very, very big fork, and you've got suspension in the front forks and so on. It's also adjustable, that suspension. Yeah, it's got a lot going for it. It's really magnificent to go. And it's a joy. It's a complete joy to drive on this, in fact.